Is third-wave feminism cancer? When feminists are put in a position to defend modern feminism, many feminists pivot to the textbook definition of feminism, which states that feminism is the social, political, and economic equality between the sexes. However, is that an accurate representation of the modern, collective movement? Let's start with first-wave feminism. The first wave fought for women's suffrage in the early 20th century and was aligned with the black suffrage and abolitionist movement. Second-wave feminism corrected many of the loose ends of the first wave, such as equal pay for equal work, access to birth control, and a shift in social attitudes toward domestic and sexual abuse. So when did the feminist movement stop fighting for gender equality and start demanding social justice? First, let's address some common feminist myths, such as 1 in 4 college women being a victim of rape or attempted rape, women making 77 cents for every dollar a man earns, 30% of female emergency room visits being the result of domestic violence, gender being a social construct, and rape culture. The killer stat that suggests 1 in 4 college women are a victim of rape or attempted rape was perpetrated by Miss Magazine. In fact, 73% of supposed raped women in the survey were not even aware that they were a victim, and 43% are still dating their attacker. The Bureau of Justice Statistics suggests that about 1 out of every 50 college women are victims of rape. Probably the most common feminist myth is that women make 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. The 77 cents figure comes from the average earnings of all men and women who work full-time. This figure does not include occupation, experience, total hours worked per week, position, education, or tenure. Even Obama's own Department of Labor admitted that women make 95% of men once all variables are controlled. The remaining 5% can be justified by the increased likelihood of males to negotiate and ask for a higher pay. However, this did not prevent the former president from campaigning on the gender wage gap myth. Despite these facts, many feminists still promote this myth, likely for political gain or moral superiority. Another common myth is that 30% of all female emergency room visits are a result of domestic violence. The Bureau of Justice Statistics suggests that figure is closer to 1%. While this figure may not account for all cases of domestic violence, 30% is certainly a wild exaggeration. The next feminist myth is that gender is just a social construct. Many gender differences are psychological and innate. For example, males are, on average, better at spatial and reasoning skills, and females are, on average, stronger on verbal skills. Another example is that males are bigger risk takers, and females are more nurturing. In college, women are more likely to study psychology, social work, and English, and men are more likely to study STEM programs. Although there are many more feminist myths, the last one I will address is the United States being a rape culture. Contrary to this claim, reported rape has been on the decline over the past couple decades. However, an example of real rape culture is Saudi Arabia and many other Middle Eastern nations. Next, let's talk about the Women's March. This event was frustrating for many reasons. First, the demonstration was an anti-Trump protest disguised as a pro-women movement. The event did not have any authentic or clear goals, just the typical feminist myths, such as women being paid 77 cents for every dollar a man makes. Another criticism of the march is that it attempted to speak for all women. However, I do not believe there are any women's issues. Women care about the exact same issues as men and are not a special interest group. Are things perfect for women? No. But things are not perfect for men either. For example, men are far more likely to commit suicide, less likely to go to college but more likely to drop out of college, are required to register for the draft, are more likely to be homeless, are less likely to receive child custody, and have a shorter life expectancy. Finally, my advice to feminists is to focus on equality of opportunity instead of equality of outcome, and start championing social equality instead of demanding social justice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.